Welcome to Exam Sale. This script walks you through the syllabus for the exam HP, applying Aruba switching fundamentals for mobility, ACSA, so you know exactly what to study and practice. Overview. The exam is divided into 5 domains with precise weights that determine focus areas. Configure and manage AOS switch and AOS-based switches carries 42%. Verify and troubleshoot HPE Aruba switching solutions carries 19%. Identify and apply Aruba switching technologies and architectures carries 14%. Implement Layer 3 technologies carries 14%. And implement Layer 2 technologies carries 11%. Together these domains cover hands-on configuration, troubleshooting, architecture knowledge, and routing and switching fundamentals. Configure and manage AOS switch, HP Provision, and AOS-based switches is the heaviest domain at 42%, with a medium difficulty and about 30 hours recommended study time. You will learn initial setup tasks like establishing console access, navigating the CLI, configuring administrative credentials, performing firmware upgrades and managing dual flash images, and saving and restoring configuration files. The syllabus also covers stacking and virtualization using the virtual switching framework, including configuring VSF links, member priority, split stack detection with MAD, and firmware synchronization across members. Finally, you will practice management and security features such as configuring SSH and Telnet, implementing basic AAA with Radius and TACAX Plus, configuring SNMP, and using Aruba NetEdit and the REST API for orchestration and programmability. Verify and troubleshoot HPE Aruba switching solutions accounts for 19% of the exam, is rated hard, and suggests about 15 hours of focused practice. This domain trains you to use diagnostic utilities like ping and traceroute for path verification, examine interface statistics and error counters, run debug commands for real-time protocol analysis, and capture traffic using SPAN or ERSPAN. You will also interpret system log messages and severity levels to prioritize fixes. On the connectivity side, you will diagnose physical layer problems and transceiver compatibility, troubleshoot VLAN mismatch and tagging issues, handle spanning tree topology changes and blocking ports, resolve link aggregation and LAC negotiation failures, and troubleshoot IP routing and gateway connectivity. Identify, describe and apply Aruba switching technologies and architectures is weighted at 14%, is easy, and recommends about 10 hours of study with conceptual and scenario-based assessment. In this domain you will learn to identify Aruba switch families for access, aggregation and core roles, and to differentiate between AOS switch, often called Provision, and the modern AOS-CX operating system. You will understand chassis-based versus fixed-port hardware choices and how to select appropriate transceivers and cabling for distance and media. You will also learn how switches fit into the Aruba mobile-first architecture and how those design decisions affect deployment choices. Implement Layer 3 technologies also carries 14%, has medium difficulty, and suggests about 12 hours of hands-on and conceptual study to master routing fundamentals. You will configure IPv4 and IPv6 addressing on physical and virtual interfaces, implement interVLAN routing using switch virtual interfaces, and set up static routes for both IP families. The domain covers differences between routed ports and VLAN interfaces and introduces OSPF2 for basic single area connectivity. You will practice verifying the IP routing table and active next hop so you can confirm correct forwarding and troubleshoot routing issues. Implement Layer 2 technologies is 11% of the exam, with medium difficulty and about 10 hours of recommended learning, focusing on VLANs, spanning tree and link aggregation. You will configure 802.1q VLAN tagging and untagged assignments and implement spanning tree protocols such as MSTP and Rapid PerVLAN STP+, along with protective features like Root Guard and BPDU Guard. The syllabus includes configuring link aggregation groups using static methods and LACP and verifying LLDP neighbor information and port status to confirm correct topology and link bundling. These skills ensure stable Layer 2 segmentation and resiliency in campus switching environments. Conclusion. Prepare with a mix of hands-on labs and scenario-based troubleshooting, focusing first on the 42% AOS switch and AOS-CX configuration domain and then on practical diagnostics and routing. The recommended study time across domains sums to about 77 hours, with emphasis on real device practice. reading the AOSEX documentation, and using lab scenarios to validate knowledge before the exam.